Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. Today we're going to use several celebration items in a card that we're going to be making. One of the items is this beautiful paper that you can get for free out of the celebration catalog, which is from July 1st to August 31st, so we have just a little over a month. Oop. I know I marked the page, or I thought I did. But anyhow, you can get this beautiful pack of paper for $50 for free with a $50 purchase. This goes with the Rings of Nature bundle, which is found in the June to December mini catalog. So it's quite lovely. So we have, and the second side is just close to the camera there, is just as pretty as the first side. The second item we're going to be using out of the catalog is called Stylus Stitches. And I believe this one is also a $50 purchase. And it's a stamp that has 4 stamps, little dottage there. Always have enough dottage. And so that is also for $50 for free after you purchase that amount. The second set we're going to use out of the mini catalog is called Amazing Phrasing. And this one is free with a $100 purchase. And it has some very nice sentiments in it. And we are going to be using I'm Missing You. I Miss You, sorry. Like I said, it's very early this morning. I'm doing my filming about 6:30 in the morning because here in the Pacific Northwest, we're not used to extreme heat or especially triple digits. And we're going to be experiencing that for the next 3 or 4 days more. We've already had a few days. So let's get started and let me show you the project we're going to make. This is a little very simple card. I would say it's more of a masculine card, but it could be, we're really crooked, but it could be for a female as well. And it opens and it says, I miss you. Like I said, it's a very simple card. And we'll go over the products we're using in this card. What I have here, I've already did a few prep work, so it takes less time. This is 11 by 4 1/4, scored it 5 1/2 to give us a nice little side fold card. And this is Evening Evergreen. We also have another piece of Evening Evergreen, and I do have my dimensions somewhere around here. Like I said, it's very early. This piece of Evergreen is 3 5/8 by 2 5/8. We have a piece of basic white, which is 5 1/4 by 4. We have a piece of the DSP out of the Rings of Love set, which is 5 3/8 by 4 1/4. And you only need one piece of this, but I cut a second one just in case I make a mistake in stamping. That does happen. And this is out of the Shimmery White cardstock. And I know on here you really can't see the shimmer, but it does shimmer. And this one is 3 1/2 by 2 1/2. Don't worry about writing all the dimensions down. All the dimensions and all the supplies used in this video will be listed in the description bar below. So first, let's set this aside and let's do some stamping. The first thing we're going to stamp is our lovely wolf. And he is a rubber stamp. I'm going to mount him on a block. While I'm mounting, I guess we'll just do them all. And then we have, I think this is supposed to be like little acorns, but you guys can decide. And that's also out of that set. And the other item we need is the word I miss you from this set. And now I just have to locate it. There it is. And like I've said before, photopolymer, this is photopolymer. Lay it on your grid, line it up, and bring the block to it, because especially smaller pieces like this, they can bend and warp a little bit, so they need to relax just a second before you use that. So let's get some stamping done. For our lovely wolf, we are going to go on that shimmer white paper, and we are going to use Early Espresso. Make sure we got him covered well. Get him centered in my paper here. Give it a good press to make sure that it's there, but don't wiggle the block. And there is our beautiful wolf. Now also, we're going to stamp, we're done with the Espresso. Next, we're going to stamp in Evening Evergreen. On our card here, we're going to do the little acorn leaves and plants in Evergreen. Just do this right down the corner. And the word is also stamped in Evening Evergreen, and I am looking for my mat, because this is a photopolymer. And as I said before, you always try to line up everything so you can try to get it as straight as possible. Little I miss you. Now, let's do a quick little clean of this. I had someone ask me on my cleaning mat what I put on there. Like I said, there's two sides, one dry, one wet, and I use the Stampin Mist, which is a rubber stamp cleaner. Now, this is a very old bottle. Like I said, I've been doing Stampin' Up products since they started selling them back, I don't know, in the 80s, I think it was 88 or 89. So this is a very old bottle, but it's the same product. Just give it a couple, one or two little squirts on your wet side. And just do a little scrub. Make sure that your stamped items are out of the way, because sometimes they do splatter. Of course, little dottage never hurts some project, but you don't want them on everything. And just clean everything up, just real quick. It's all nice and clean again. But that's how I use my Stampin' Scrub and what I use on it. So we're going to bring our two pieces back in, because we're not done with them yet. We're going to use a couple other products. We are going to do some coloring, and we're going to color on here first and a little bit on this one. Now this is not Stampin' Up packaging. These are the very first watercolor pencils that came out. My box fell apart, and so I just put them in this little pencil box. So this is the first set, and this is the second set of watercolor pencils. So we're going to do a little bit of coloring with watercolor pencils on these. And I'm going to use a blending pen to move things around. Now these, they're magical. I'm not sure what they're filled with or what's on them, but it moves the ink really well. So what I've grabbed is, the new set has the colors marked on them. This is Garden Green. This one does not have it marked. It's one of the older colors, but it's in the older set, which is still available in the annual catalog. Both these sets are. So on this one here, in here is just, I think they're little acorn pods possibly, and you don't need to cover all of it, just a little bit, just to give you the look of what you're going for. So we'll put that down. And then on where the wolf is, I wanted to put a little bit of green down at the bottom so he doesn't look like he's standing in the middle of nowhere. And And then you're going to take a blending brush, and they come in a 3-pack that looks like this. Once again, this is an older pack, I believe, but they all work the same. And you just color lightly, and it just blends all the ink into the area you want it. Now, I was supposed to bring some scrap paper and I didn't, so we used my stamp pad. And you just rub until there's no more ink bleeding through. Yes, sometimes it's stained, but it's not going to come off. And then we'll do the green here for the grass. You can extend it out a little further if you want. Blend it out, and it just like that. Now, the wolf, we're going to use Stella. Sorry, I'm having to take some fluid. It's already about 75 degrees in here and climbing quickly. This is Stella, and this is a great pen. I love this. It adds shine, but what's also nice is it will blend your inks, and it just adds a beautiful color, and you can make your colors as dark or as light as you like. So I'm starting at the tail here and just lightly brushing the Stella on. You see how it's bleeding the color? So the closer you get to where the darker stamping is, it will bleed the color. But then if you want lighter, just go a little less and stay away from the darker colors. So I'm going to get up here in his ears. I'm not going quite as heavy around his face, because I know wolves have a lighter color, especially their chest and their face. And their backs are darker. And they tend to be not all brown. They tend to be gray and black and some brown on them, and they're quite pretty. I wish we had wolves around here more often, but not very much. I have to go to the eastern part of the state to see those. We have coyotes. When you get done with it, you just once again take some paper and clean it off. And that is our cute little wolf, who is very sparkly. And now this piece, we're going to do the same thing with the Evening Evergreen. We're just going to blend that color in. And this is something you don't have to be real careful, you know, just doesn't take but a minute. You don't want it to sit too long because you don't want to get it soaked. A little bit on the stem here. And if you want, you can actually take this, clean off your pen first. You can just do a little bit on here. And that is our blending done. So then this card is pretty much ready to assemble. As by now you all know, I'm a fan of glue. Oh, it's perked. Little glue on there. Make sure your acorns are the right direction, or whatever paper you're using if it's directional. And line up your card. We are going to put the inside in. That. We are going to mount our wolf. On our evergreen. Oop, I'm a little high there. Like that. We are going to grab some Stampin Dimensionals. Flip our wolf over. I put one in the middle. I don't like when my card has a saggy middle on it or something, so, but that is up to you. And I'm gonna line this up. And like I said, lining up your product to make your cards and stuff to make sure they're straight is really important. So I'm looking top, bottom. Make sure it's where you want it, and press down. And finally, we need a little, I decided needed a little bling on this. And I set them down carefully so I know exactly where they were. You guys know how you set something down and you can't find it? It got hidden. The paper fell on top of it, just like we're normally working. These are matte black dots. And I thought they looked rather sweet on this card. And there's bigger ones and littler ones. I'm using the smaller ones. So I want to put it on this side. So I'm going to put one right where I think the middle should be. Let's do the middle first. And then and you got a nice straight line. Just and you put that down. And this is our card, our little wolf, and this is the original wolf. So thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe and like. If you subscribe, you'll know when I upload videos. I'm trying to upload videos at least 3 times a week, if not more. So please join us and have a good day. Thanks.